Assalamu alaikum again. I'm back, and today is my khutbah summary for Juma, and it was again about preparing for Ramadan, but this time the focus was on things to avoid that could negate any good deeds you might have done, and the one specifically mentioned the most was backbiting, talking about others in a bad way, especially when they're not even present to respond to it. And it's even worse if it's lies. And he said that if you do everything that you're supposed to do to be a good Muslim, you're praying 5 times a day and you're giving zakat, if you're able to do that, and you're fasting during Ramadan, and maybe fasting other days too, and even if you've done Hajj, but if you are talking bad about people, especially when they're not there to hear it, or they find out about it later, someone else told them that someone was talking bad about you, that could negate any of the good deeds that you've done. And if you do something to someone, some of their bad deeds will get put on you, and some of your good deeds will get put on the person who you did wrong to. So it's the same with backbiting. And he reminded us that the angels record everything we say and do, and the more good deeds you do, then the more the angel on your right hand writes down. But the more bad things you do, the angel on your left side writes down more. So that was a focus today. And then after that, he mentioned some other things about coming to the masjid more, studying the Quran and not getting all caught up in just preparations for the iftar, anything like that. Yet the focus is on doing good, doing the best that you can do, get a new start, and a reminder that in Ramadan, the gates of Jannah are opened up, the gates of Jahannam are locked up, so all the Shaitan's cohorts can't get out and do anything that they normally would. But that doesn't mean that people still can't do bad deeds of their own desires. And he mentioned that people who smoke, they not smoke all day while they're observing the fast, but then as soon as they've broken their fast, they'll go outside and light up. And that's not really the way to go. The way to go is to give up that bad habit, give up that bad deed altogether. And then after the salat, then our Sheikh Muhammad talked about people who are disrespectful in the masjid, talking during the khutbah itself, during the adhan, and as soon as some people hear Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah at the end of the salat, some are just too hasty to jump up and get out of there to get back to the dunya, when actually should savor that moment to really give it to Allah, give your time to Allah. I mean, it's no more than a half hour. I mean, in most Christian churches, I don't know about synagogues, having never been inside one. You stay in there an hour, at least, sometimes two, depending on the church or the denomination. But for a Juma, it's no more than a half hour. And it was mentioned, hasten to the salat, which means get there early. There are still people who come in late, either during the khutbah itself, and some are just walking in while we're all praying, and that's not good. And then he also reminded people to, when they sit for their khutbah, to go ahead and sit in a line instead of just parking your backside in any old spot and then having to take extra time to form your prayer lines. You know, hasten to the prayer, which means you are ready to do it right when the Iqamah is called. So that's another reminder for me also, to, as well as anybody who's watching this. So that was today's khutbah, and I'll remind you all that I will be doing khutbah summaries for the next couple of weeks, because I will be attending a class in the daytime, and that goes from this coming Monday until the 18th, and then I'll be back to attending Juma again. So you have to excuse me for not doing that for a couple of weeks, but I can't be in two places at once. I'm still working on that one. But I just thought I'd share that with you, and I'll come back later with something else. Who knows? And assalamu alaikum, do widzenia, and mias for mila.